Welcome to Ayursh. In this video, we will see how you can use Clinos platform to manage your therapy bookings and any day-to-day schedules. So currently, if you are a clinic or any wellness center, you may be recording your patient's schedules, calendar, either in a register or in a notebook, or some people might use some software. So this Ayush Clinos is one of the software which is dedicatedly designed for the therapy management system, which helps in managing the therapies for multiple days packages as well. As we saw in the previous video, we have onboarded two therapists, one male and one female in the system. Now let's see how you can use this Clinos to manage your bookings. This portal is not only for the bookings which you get from the Ayursh website, you can use this portal even to track your own patient management in this. Just click on a add new record on the top. So you can create a new booking from here. So you can choose a therapy. So if you have opted for both Ayurveda and physiotherapy, you will see all the predefined therapies listed here. Let's just start with Ayush Sarvanga Abhyanga and choose what is the duration you want to book it. Is it 60 minutes, 75 or 90 minutes? And you can also decide the price. So the amount payable is the default price that you see in the system. If you have committed for a different price with your patient, because mostly some patients ask for some discounted price, so if you have committed for, let's say, 1800, you can mention it here in the total amount and you will see the discount. So by mistake, let's say, or there are chances that if you commit for 2200, this discount will turn to be negative. Just in case if it is negative, make it to 0, because the system doesn't accept any negative values in the discount, and proceed further. You can also change the number of sessions. For instance, if your patient has taken for multiple days of package, instead of 1, you can just write it as a 7. Accordingly, this price will vary. Let's say you agreed for a 14,000 for 7 session. This is how you record the total amount. And you can click on a package here and schedule that. So this schedule that is the schedule of your first session. So choose, let's say the patient wants to start from 16th of December at around 6 o'clock in the evening. So let's see, 6 o'clock in the evening. And this is an address. So if at all an address is something you are giving in your own clinic, you can just mention your clinic address, or if it is a patient home, you can mention the patient flat number. And just the landmark if any, and the city. You can mention the patient name as well. Let's see, and you can mention the patient phone number, and the age, and the gender of the patient. Here you can use any input that you want to give to your therapist. For instance, you as a clinic owner or doctor booking some treatment. So in some cases, most of the cases, maybe in the current scenario, you might be telling through a word of mouth to your therapist, like what all the medicines to be used, or any extra pressure to be given or no pressure to be given, and what oils to be used, and what other procedure that the therapist has to follow. Everything you can mention here. What happens is, when you register a booking from this Clinos portal, the same booking details will go to the therapist partner app with all the details, so that the therapist can see all those details. I will explain how the same is visible in the Therapist Partner app in the next video. For now, let's say we just mention Patanjali oil, 60 minutes of Abhyanga, mild pressure. Okay, so that is something you can mention. So currently there are some option like, do you want to supply a massage bed to your patient's home, or do you want to supply a steam or a cooker or cylinder, anything of that sort. This can be customized. If you don't want, you can just leave this as it is, you need not touch anything. uh, then you can assign the therapist. So currently you have two therapists listed in our system for our clinic, Sandeep Kumar and Premalata. Since we have chosen a male, only Sandeep Kumar is enabled, so you can choose Sandeep Kumar as a therapist. So that is pretty much that we needed to create a booking. Just click on submit. One more thing I want to tell you, if at all, let's say there are two therapies that you want to assign to your patient in addition to Sarvanga Abhyanga, you can also click on add therapy and say you want to also add Mukha Kanti, that is an Ayurvedic facial. So you can just mention that, and you can add the total pricing here as well accordingly, how much ever you have committed for it. Okay. And just say submit. So a booking is now registered in the system. So this is how you will see all the details, the name, the therapist name, the status. It is in upcoming status, which is in the future time. So if the time is past, you will see the status changing to delayed, and what therapy it is, Ayursh Sarvanga Abhyanga plus Ayursh Mukhakanti. So this is 60 minutes, this is 60 minutes. So that is what the time represent, and the number of sessions. So currently you have booked it for the first session. So here if you click on it, it will be it will expand a section in the below where you will see all the schedule and the therapist related details. For instance, the session number, the appointment time at which this is booked for, and the duration, and what medicines to be used that you recorded comes here. If you have any other pre-note and post-note, you can always update here regarding to the patient condition, or after the first session, this is the patient response of the treatment. Anything that you want to record, you can click on update button and record. Um, the status, the phone number of the therapist, and who is the therapist who is going to do the treatment, and medicine image. I'll show you what this medicine image all about. Then the therapy start time and the therapy end time. So this is something therapist has to register in therapist app. I will also show the same in the next video with respect to the further details. And the address, and here you can also click on invoice and generate an invoice. So let's just click an invoice. So this is an automated invoice that is generated for the treatment. So ISGOTTAMA 7 session 16,000 is the price. So along with the patient name and their address and what date it is generated. So you don't need to worry about generating an invoice. The invoice is automatically generated from our system. And the amount, and currently the status is in unpaid status. So that is why it is in red color. So this location, what you see is a therapist location where the therapist is located currently. And if at all you want to talk to the patient and plan and reschedule any therapy, you can click on this call button. This will, through this way, you can call to your patients directly. It will go through Ayush call center system. You have to enter the secret pin which you received in the mail, and once you click a save, it will initiate a call to that number. Through this way, you can even coordinate with your patient. And there is also a WhatsApp messaging option. That is what you see with the WhatsApp and Yell button, from which you can send a WhatsApp message also to your patients. So let's say this patient out of 60,000, 16,000 paid 8,000 now, and they wanted to pay the remaining balance later. So once they have paid, you can click on a record payment and just record 8,000. And so and just record the payment. So now you can see the color of the status changed from unpaid, red to yellow, and the status changed from unpaid to partially paid. If you click now, you can see the payment amount, how much you have received. The first payment is 8,000, which is partially paid. So that is how you can record the payment also here. And let's say now it is currently assigned for 6 o'clock. Now suddenly patient says like I want to reschedule it to 5 o'clock. Click on the edit, and you can just come here and select 17 and say customer reschedule. Who rescheduled it? Sometime you as a clinic may not be having that 6 o'clock slot. It is already pre-booked. Now you want to reassign it to the 5 o'clock. So at that time you can use operation reschedule, that is from your clinic. Or if a customer has rescheduled, you can choose customer reschedule. So this is more of a record keeping purpose to understand who asked for the reschedule. Click on update. Now you can see the treatment is rescheduled to 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. So that is how you can use edit button to either change the time or to change the therapist. If at all you have two male therapists in your system, so currently you have only one male therapist in our system, that's why we see only one entry, Sandeep Kumar. If you have two male therapists, you want to reassign it to some other therapist, that also you can do with the edit button. The second option what we will see is a update. So there is a very minor difference between edit and update as of today. The edit button to be used for changing the time and the therapist. For update button you can use it for updating any other parameters in this page. For instance, you want to change it from mild pressure to high pressure, and you want to change the address from 34 to 35, or you want to change the number of session from 7 to 6, any other parameter that you want to change, please use update button for now. Just click on update. So you can see high pressure has come here, and the number of session you can see changed from 1 to 6. So that is how you use an update button. Now let's say if a patient cancelled today's session in the last minute, you can click on a cancel button. It will again open a same page. Again you can record if customer cancelled or you cancelled from your side as an operation side, and accordingly click a cancel button. For now I am not cancelling, so I'll just going back to bookings. So let's say a treatment has happened successfully. What happens is currently in therapist app, therapist as long as they record the start time and the end time, the status of this therapy will automatically change from upcoming to completed. For some reason, if therapist is unable to generate an OTP which will be sent to the user and unable to successfully capture in therapist app, they wouldn't be completing this therapy in the app, but they would have done the treatment. In that case, you can manually mark it completed. So that is what is mark completed option. So you can just click on mark complete, and you can add any notes. First session completed, first session completed, and just mark complete. Now you can see this, the color of the background has changed to green color, which means this session is completed. So now there are 6 sessions, out of which the first session is happened on 16th of December and it's completed. Now you want to clone a next session, that is for let's say tomorrow. So you can use this clone button to clone it for 17th, same time, 5 o'clock. Let's do that. So it is automatically showing the 17th date and the 5 o'clock. You don't need to change anything, just click on the clone button. So now you can see the page itself is redirected to 17th date on the top. If you go to the previous date, this is the 16th one. You can still see both the 16th and 17th entry, where 16th is completed and 17th is upcoming. And if you click on 17, you will see the status of that date, the second session, which is still not completed. So that is why the background color is not green yet. So here the incoming, if you click expand it, you will see the status as upcoming for the second session. Um, the status what you see ongoing is for the package status, as in out of 6 it is still ongoing. Only when 6 sessions are completed it will change to completed. So I think we covered most of the features here. Anytime you want to regenerate the invoice after updating some parameters, you click on this arrow, that will give you a regenerated invoice. Then again click on the invoice, it will give you an updated invoice. So we have seen edit button, we have seen clone button, we have seen record payment, we have seen mark completed, and we have seen update and cancel. So this way you can manage your multi-session bookings for your clinic. See you in the next video.